What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. For today's video, this should be a special one. I haven't been inside Highway Racing's FK8 in about since what, 2019? It's been 2 years since I've been in this car. Oh, no, yeah, no, something like that. Year in review. David, what's all been done to the car? Obviously a seat and a little roll bar back here, but what else has been done to it?
Since you have been in it?
Yeah, since the last time I drove it, it wasn't wrapped. Like when I drove it wasn't wrapped. I think you had what, bolt-ons probably? I think 2 bolt-on downpipe, I believe.
I don't even remember.
This is like honest. You had the black Titan 7s on it.
Yeah.
With the Bridgestone tires.
Okay.
So that was around that time frame.
So it's like probably right before we went to California, maybe?
Yeah, well, yeah, because we went to California.
Well, nothing really changed except the wrap, maybe. Because it was wrapped when we drove to California.
Right. Okay, that's right. And then you did engine mods when David drove it. Other David did a review on it.
No, well, when Patterson drove it, it was basically just like full bolt-on and the turbo, but it wasn't tuned or anything, so the turbo was kind of irrelevant.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It was just kind of like, it was on stock boost and everything, so it didn't really matter. Now, since then, we've changed the downpipe, so it's got a new PRL downpipe. Let's see, I installed the Hondata fuel system, so it's got larger injectors, larger fuel pump. It's not running E85 right now, but it can.
It's already set up for it.
It's got the flex fuel sensor.
Swag.
And pure turbos, pure 550 turbo, and a tune. That's really the biggest differences, you know, performance-wise that we've done to the car. Other than that, the car's got a front splitter that we put on from Racebred, and we changed to the T37s.
Yeah, we got T37s on it.
With the staggered tires, so 275/35 in the front, 255/35 in the back.
And what tires are you running?
Falcon RT660s.
That's it, brother. That's it.
So, I mean, it's, you know, the car dynoed 455 and 390 torque.
Damn.
388.
Still on stock clutch?
Stock clutch.
No slipping, nothing, no issues yet, and it's... Yeah, she's running. Man, that sounds good. And it goes too. It definitely has a more linear power band than it did before, for damn sure.
Yeah, and I mean, it's right now it's not on any E85, so it's probably making 420-ish, 425. But
that torque is nasty. Hell yeah! Hit these corners too.
Yeah.
This road is nice.
Yeah, when there's no traffic.
Yeah, oh man. Yeah, this is sick. This is still the only FK8 I've been in that I've drove and sat passenger seat in. So it's cool to like revisit this car a year later. Turbo sounds nice. What exhaust are you running?
This is the HKS Legamax.
Legamax. Catalyst downpipe?
Yes.
Sherman? Yeah.
Yep, PRL high volume intake. Rampage titanium turbo inlet tube.
What about the cooling? Because I know about, like, when it comes to, you know, these track cars, well, the FK8 cars in general, you have cooling issues.
Yep.
So did you fix that issue?
Well, I don't really know if there's a fix, but there's definitely things that you can do to mitigate the heat.
Yeah.
You know, like we run the Koyo aluminum radiator. We've got an external oil cooler that's mounted in, you know, up under the grill. I mean, that's pretty much it. You know, unfortunately, the tune, you know, when you start, you know, increasing the boost and you start really doing some funny things with the tune to get more power out of them, that in itself creates a lot of heat, and that really overheats cars, and it's not really, it doesn't help.
Yeah.
Right. So So what we've done is kind of tried to navigate our way through that a bit. The last track event that I did was in November, and the car didn't have any cooling problems as far as engine temperature, you know, coolant temp or oil temp or anything.
Yeah.
I mean, we had turbo issues back then, but, you know.
Speaking of turbo issues, you've been having a lot of turbo issues.
Yes.
You went through 2
Yes,
turbos.
I've blown up 2 turbos so far. Yeah, we've cooked both of them.
And for people that own FK8s and you throw a bigger turbo on your setup, what was your issue with that?
Well, it's still in the process of really finding out what the cause is. Okay. But ultimately, I think the factory oil system in these cars can only flow so much, and when you increase boost pressure, you're increasing the heat, the turbo is spinning faster, it's working harder, and ultimately, you know, there is a limit to how much oil the factory oil line and that oil fitting can flow. And, you know, this is a stock turbo. It's a stock housing turbo. It uses all of the stock lines and everything. So, you know, what you get is when you really overboost the car, like this car runs about 28 to 29 pounds of boost, you exceed the limit of that port, right? You exceed, you know, the limit that the factory parts can supply the turbo sufficiently as far as the journal goes with oil. So you essentially run out of oil, and you build up so much heat that the center shaft of the turbo, that bearing, basically destroys itself.
And then that's what causes the turbo.
Once that heats up, the bearings wear out, you know, the center of it gets off balance, and then what we've seen twice is that the exhaust wheel actually contacts the housing, and then your blades break, and then it just shoots everything out the exhaust.
Which is scary. Scary.
And you get a massive oil leak, you know, because it's just seeping oil through the bearing ports and everything, and the car's smoking, and there's oil everywhere. So it's not good. But thankfully our engine has survived two turbo explosions, which is bizarre, you know.
Crazy, bro.
But I think, you know, and for street cars, it's not that big of a deal because you're not really under load.
Yeah.
You know, it's not going to be under full pressure constantly all the time. But when you are on track and you are consistently putting in the heat, putting in the boost, and really putting the pressure on that, you're going to start to see some failures, you know, kind of in that point. And I think that kind of sums up the things that we have seen. So what we've done to kind of mitigate it is take the factory, you know, parts, the banjo bolt specifically, and we'll enlarge the ports just to open it up and allow it to flow a little more oil.
Yes.
So far, we haven't had any issues with it. It seems to be working out okay. You know, it's only a matter of time, I guess. You know, before we can get back to the track and really see how much, you know, it's improved.
So the overall goal of the FK8 in your eyes is to be a track car, street car,
this
track car? Yeah, this car.
Yeah, I think street car is kind of a stretch. It's kind of to the point where it's not really comfortable to ride in or drive. But I mean, look, this thing is so much fun on the track. It's so fast. And for the most part, it's been pretty reliable, you know, the powertrain and the engine and the transmission and everything, that it just makes sense. You know, it just makes sense for this to be the car that we get to abuse a lot, because it's got, I don't even know how many miles are on it. 44,000 miles on it.
And we put like, what, how many miles in the last year of road tripping all across the states?
This thing's probably got 20,000 miles in road trips.
Crazy, bro.
But it's, I mean, dude, it handles its business, you know. For you know, all the things considered that we've done to it, it's pretty badass.
It is. It is. I want one so bad, bro.
It's pretty awesome.
So bad. good testing road.